Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today for our Monday Healing Steps Facebook Live in the Bridge to Healing community. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and drop a pound replay in the comments. And if you're here with me live, say hello and type pound live. I'd love to know where you're joining me from today. So for those of you who are new here, I'm Janine Nowis, your grief and trauma relief specialist, and I combine personal experience and professional training to help you heal deeply, reconnect with yourself, and create safe, empowered relationships. So today we're talking about something so many of us go through silently. What happens when someone you care about is grieving or suffering, and you are too? Do you feel pulled to help, even when your own heart feels tender and stretched thin? Do you find yourself pushing down your needs to show up for others? So let's talk about what that looks like, why it happens, and how to care for yourself and others in a way that doesn't leave you emotionally depleted. So let's go ahead and begin with something that's often invisible but incredibly common. What it costs us to keep showing up for others when we're barely holding it together ourselves. So when you're in the midst of your own pain, whether it's grief, trauma recovery, emotional overwhelm, it may feel easier to pour your energy into others than to pause and be with your own needs. And it can even feel like a form of control. If I can help them, maybe I can avoid my own pain for just a little while. But here's what's important to understand. Every time we ignore our own emotional bandwidth to support someone else, we're not just stretching ourselves thin, we're potentially tearing open wounds that need some tending. What might we might even think, I should be strong enough to handle this. Or we might think that they have it worse than I do. But emotional labor without restoration builds resentment, fatigue, and disconnection from yourself. And it can leave you silently screaming inside while outwardly holding space for others. Now, sometimes it shows up as irritability, physical exhaustion, or even brain fog, or even just a vague sense of heaviness that you just simply can't shake. And that's your body saying, you're given too much. You've given too much. So this doesn't mean you stop caring for others. It just simply means you also care for yourself and you learn to recognize when helping someone else is costing you more than you can afford to give. So have you ever found yourself emotionally depleted after supporting someone, like you're running on empty but didn't know how to stop? So go ahead and drop a heart or say yes in the comments if you've been there. Now you're not alone. See, now that we've explored the toll of overextending and what it can take, let's go ahead and talk about why we do it and where some of those patterns come from. See, so often our desire to help others comes from old patterns. Maybe you were in the peacemaker, or perhaps you were the caretaker, or the one that had to keep it all together in your own family. And those roles become part of our identity. And we carry those roles into our adulthood and into our relationships, sometimes without even realizing it. And there might be guilt that says, if I don't help, I'm selfish. Or perhaps shame that whispers, good people put others first. But here's the truth. Helping others at the expense of your own well-being is not compassion, it's self-abandonment. So you are allowed to say, I care deeply, but I don't have the capacity right now. I need time for my own healing before I can hold a space for someone else. And it doesn't mean you love them less. It just simply means you're honoring yourself more. And in doing so, you teach others how to do the same. And let's be honest, breaking those old patterns is not always easy, and it can bring up grief of its own. And you may feel misunderstood or worry that you're disappointing someone. But healing often means grieving the roles we were expected to play. So I have a journaling prompt I'd like to share with you. And we'll start with by asking, and if you want to, jot this down, and I'll go ahead and repeat it for y'all, is what beliefs do I hold about helping others? And where did they come from? Are they still serving me today? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and repeat the prompt again. What beliefs do I hold about helping others? And where do they come from? Are they still serving me today? See, these reflections can bring clarity, compassion, and the courage to create boundaries that protect both your energy and your integrity. Great. So let's move into how to support others in ways that feel suitable and aligned with your healing. So, supporting others doesn't always mean fixing or rescuing. Sometimes the most powerful support we can offer is presence, honest, grounded, and non performative. So, here are a few ways you can still show love without draining yourself. Simply offer presence, not performance. Sometimes a silent, heartfelt, I'm with you, is more powerful than any advice. So set clear time or emotional limits. And you might say, I have 10 minutes to listen fully, and then I need to go and recharge myself. So refer or suggest resources. And if someone needs more than you can give, it's okay to guide them toward professional support. So you can also let someone know, I care about what you're going through, and I'm also caring for myself right now. Now, this communicates love and it also limits the same, creates limits at the same time. So, boundaries are not rejection, they are clarity and compassion in action. So, this shift helps you model what healthy, balanced support looks like. And when you make room for your needs, you strengthen your capacity to show up with integrity instead of obligation. So, here's a reflection I'd love to share. Where can I practice this balance today? What's one relationship where I need to redefine how I show up so I'm supporting from a full heart, not an empty tank? Wonderful. Now I'll share this reflection one more time. Where can I practice this balance today? What's one relationship where I need to redefine how I show up so I'm supporting from a full heart, not an empty tank? Beautiful. Now let's gently move into today's closing message. So as we close today's session, I want to leave you with a reminder that might feel simple, but for many of us, it's not easy to believe. You matter just as much as the people you care for. It's okay to need space. It's okay to not have the capacity. It's okay to choose yourself. Choosing yourself doesn't make you selfish. It makes you honest. It makes you grounded. It makes you stronger in the long run. You are not here to carry everything for everyone. You are here to heal, to grow, and to walk alongside others from a place of wholeness, not depletion. So the next time you feel the familiar pull to show up for someone while your own energy is low, pause and ask, what do I need first? Can I support without self sacrifice? What would it look like to honor both my care and my capacity? And that kind of reflection isn't just healing for you, it sets a powerful example for everyone around you. And if this conversation stirred something in you today, you're ready for a deeper support, I warmly invite you to book a healing connection, a no fee clarity call with me. And this isn't about pressure, it's about presence. And you'll be heard, supported, and gently guided toward one small but meaningful next step. And you've given so much, so let this be a moment where you receive. Thank you for your presence here today. Whether you were quietly listening or actively reflecting, you're part of a community that values healing, honesty, and hope. And until next time, be kind to yourself. You're doing sacred work by choosing to heal. Thank you.